What's up, everyone? Welcome to Power Play with CJ. I just want to focus in on the Carolina Hurricanes, all but assuredly naming Kevin Dineen head coach. I love this move. As all you guys know, I'm a huge Kevin Dineen fan. I love what he did in Florida. I thought he kind of got the shit end of the stick this season. And he coached the Canadian women's hockey team to a gold medal, so he's doing okay. And I think he's going to be a fantastic fit in Carolina. They needed to change the direction. I think Kirk Muller's message was falling on deaf ears, and I don't know who it was. I don't know if it was Proto or whoever tweeted that this core nucleus in Carolina has gotten 3 coaches fired. Laviolette, Paul Maurice, and then now Kirk Muller. And, I think there needs to be a shake-up in terms of the roster. I think Ronnie Francis will start doing that. I mean, it kind of came down to, essentially, nothing's official yet, but, it's all but signed, sealed, delivered. Dineen will be coaching. But Alfie Samuelson's another candidate, 2 former Hartford Whalers, 2 former teammates of GM Ron Francis. And, again, I like Kevin Dineen is a hockey mind. I think he's a good coach. And I thought having the coaching experience in the minors definitely benefited him in terms of, being able to handle situations as a head coach. My thing with having a long-time assistant coach take over as head coach is they don't know the responsibilities and, the specific day-to-day, things that go with it. And Dineen was head coach in the minors and, has 140 games under his belt in the NHL, so he'll do fine. I think he's going to be at the forefront of Carolina's makeover. Again, I think there are going to be some major pieces moved. I think Cam Ward's all but gone. I think it's possible one of the Sauls gets traded. I think they're going to try building. They got some great young players under the age of 22. You're looking at Skinner, Justin Falk, Elias Lindholm, Ryan Murphy. They really have a bright future in Carolina. And, I think if the front office can put a comparable team together, put a competitive team together, Dineen can get the best out of them. This is a guy that coached the Florida Panthers to, the Game 7 against the team that were assuming on the Stanley Cup Finals and the New Jersey Devils back in 2012. So, the guy can coach. And I think he can make do with, he can get more out of a team than a lot of other guys can. And, I think if they can put a pretty solid team out there and address, areas of need on the team, they'll be competitive next season. And, I look for Dineen to be, people be like, oh, why was he fired again? And it's like, no, it's the Florida Panthers, epitomize ineptitude. Because, again, he's one of my favorite head coaches. And I thought it's ironic. Him and Guy Boucher, I thought were 2 of the better young coaches in the league. Both in the state of Florida, both got fired, within 6-7 months of each other. So, and again, I was a huge Guy Boucher fan when he was in junior hockey, when he was in the AHL, and I thought it was foolish to Tampa let him go. But Cooper's a hell of a coach, too. Really can't fault him on that. But, I look for Guy Boucher to be back. I was in Europe now, but I think he'll be getting looks sooner rather than later. But again, nothing official yet on Kevin Dineen, but I like it. I think he's going to be a good fit in Carolina. Bringing an old Hartford Whaler back. I'm actually not totally sure if he ever actually played in Carolina. I think he did. I'll look that up in a second, but I like the change of directions, and I think it's not going to end with the coaching staff. I think if you just fire the coach and bring in a new head coach, that the player's message falls on deaf ears. But I think if there's a shake up in terms of the roster, he can be the organization will be back in the right direction. This is a team that's gone to the Stanley Cup Finals twice, won it, gone to conference finals another time, knocked out the number 1 seed Boston Bruins. Believe me, that was painful for the then 16-year-old CJ. Or I think I'm 17. Yeah, he actually did. He played 2 years in Carolina. Mr. Dineen. So, anyway, that's our episode of the Power Play with CJ on the Carolina Hurricanes, likely naming Kevin Dineen head coach. Kevin Dineen played at the University of Denver. I didn't know that. So, 2 more episodes throughout the playoffs and beyond. Later, guys.